All right, welcome back. Welcome back to yet another episode of the Talkative Sports Podcast. And as you can see, alongside your usual cast of characters, we have a guest with us, and I could introduce him, but yeah, no, I'm just not the type of guy. So go ahead and give yourself the introduction, please, before I mess anything up. Let the people know who you are.
Yeah, my name is Vic. I've known Zach and Chegs for a minute. Barcelona fan. I'm just a Premier League hater. I still think it's the most competitive league in the world.
At least
But
you have sense.
So I'm just here to talk some more trash, impart some knowledge on the outside the English league, and hopefully have some fun. So let's hit it.
All right. There you have it. And now that introduction is out of the way, let's get right to it, fellas. So, as the audience may know, this podcast is dominated by Chelsea fans, and so I would like to preface the question that I'm about to ask by saying this: I did not make up the questions today for the episode, but you know, apparently, the world needs to stop and pay attention because Chelsea luckily got a win this past weekend. So the first segment goes as follows: Is Chelsea back?
Well, I'm gonna have to say, wait and see.
Okay, you have sense.
Say they are yet. I can't say they're not because what we saw that performance against mind you it was against Luton Town, but still it's a Premier League. They're a Premier League team, so yeah. That performance was very very encouraging, I must say, especially from Raheem Sterling, going through to Nick Jackson, and of course Enzo was phenomenal, and um, Caicedo, I'll have to give him as an honorable mention because we had our first clean sheet of the year. So it looks like things are gonna work out, at least with the midfield and the defense and how everything is gelling together. Yeah, and we're scoring goals. So yeah, I would say we look like we are, but I need to see more before I can say, all right, we
Yeah,
definitely are.
Luton Town definitely wasn't the test.
Yeah, they were not they weren't. Yeah, I mean they're just a newly promoted side, and we know what Sterling does. Like
Okay, so I do have a follow up question for you before anybody else jumps in real quick. It's just I'm pulling up your fixture list. Who you have coming up? Let's see here, because I want to know who, in your opinion, would be the test for you before you can actually jump and say that Chelsea's coming back. Not coming back, but they're back definitively. So who we got
I
coming
would
up?
say that would have to be if we beat Arsenal on the 21st of October.
Okay.
And depending on how we play until then, but just to
So
cut
Aston,
in and give my answer, it's like Chelsea are definitely not back yet. We're not back. We're not
that's
back.
all.
We beat up on a newly promoted team, and as we should. And Raheem Sterling loves scoring against newly promoted teams, so it's like it's a start. We have our first win in.
it's a
God, do
long
you remember
time.
the last time we won a game
It's
that
a long
what
time.
actually mattered?
Uh,
So it's
Fulham.
like no. Fulham,
Yeah, that
last
was
end of last season. Well, apart from preseason, the last time we won a game is like, yeah, I don't even remember.
So
It's that I've repressed those memories. So yeah, Chelsea is definitely not back. I will say, however, um, you guys, it's well documented in our chat my Raheem Sterling slander,
mm-hmm.
and I'd like to go on record and say that y'all are welcome, especially you, Zach, because I feel like my hate was what pushed him to finally step up.
You
Because
nonsense.
if you read his interviews, like about why he's playing so well, it's because of how trash he's been. Like he knows that. He knows he needs to leave.
He
Because
said he
I
was
put
on a
pressure on him.
he changed up his diet. You know,
He
he
got a
said he
nutritionist.
carried
He
a
got a
full
personal
he
trainer.
carried pounds last season. He lost some of the agility that, makes his game. He gave us, actual
Especially
reason.
and his injury. His injury was after he it was at Man City, and it was out for 9 games. So it's like the reason why I can allow everybody else to have a bad game. The reason why I can allow everybody else to have a bad. Zach, are you trying to say something? I can't
No,
really hear you.
He got injured again even after joining Chelsea. After his injury from Man City, he picked up some nuts.
I think it was a hamstring because it's
Exactly.
like he is our not only our top pay player, he's our second oldest player after Silva. He has won more trophies than 90% of the squad combined. And
Yes.
he's literally the leader of our attack, like literally. So it's like if Raheem Sterling isn't scoring or assisting, I don't care if we had a good game or not. We've dropped 2 plus 3, 5 points in the first 2 games. And like it blew my mind because this is really why I know I was right for demanding a goal or assist from him. I looked at his transfer market from last year, and we only lost one time when Raheem Sterling scored or assisted. Every time Raheem Sterling scored or assisted, we won that game or we drew that game. And the only time we lost was in last August against Southampton, where he scored first, they equalized, and then a certain new Chelsea player from Southampton, Romero Lavia, scored the winner. So
Me,
I am percent right that if Raheem Sterling is not scoring or assisting, the chances of us winning and goes down, and the chances of us dropping points definitely rises. So it's like Raheem, I really hope he continues this form. If he continues this form, we might be back.
But
so
you didn't mention, sorry, you didn't mention where you were wrong though, because you weren't right about everything you said about Raheem.
What was I wrong about?
You said he needs to be benched for somebody else. Like he needs to.
Look,
Oh,
look. Oh
I'm
my gosh. Look, you can't say that's not what I said. That's not, well, I mean, yes, that is what I said. That is what I said. But that's not even the worst thing I said. I said he should be sold. But both of those statements are
I just
things
want
said in anger after dropping points. I didn't really mean sell Raheem Sterling.
So you
I
apologize for saying that. For
so,
saying
no, I would never apologize for pushing Sterling to be the best Sterling. Why would I apologize for that?
you know what? Stop your nonsense, Vic. Come on, let's see
let,
what you got. Let's see what you got.
let me interject real quick. I agree with what both of y'all are saying. You know, we're sports fans. We say things in the heat of the moment. We're sentimental people.
He gets it.
And I think based on his performance last year, if I was a manager, I would consider selling Raheem Sterling. Because when Raheem Sterling
I'm
plays like
upset.
he
I
played
asked for your opinion.
last week,
yeah, that's
when he played like he played last week, he's exceptional. But
He's
as you
been
were
doing that
saying,
all season, by the way.
won that many trophies, as someone who's won that many trophies, as someone who for the English team is considered one of the top players, and his transfer market from Liverpool to City and then to Chelsea, we shouldn't have to wait a whole season for him to know that his diet is wrong or his nutritionist is wrong. Those kind of things, I'm glad he got his shit together this season. But again, it was against Luton Town. And I think if he keeps playing that way, Chelsea is on track to being back. And I think having this game is going to give them more confidence to perform better when they face an Arsenal or a Newcastle or Liverpool. And I think Chelsea's a very, very promising team. But are they back?
Amen.
Like said, let's hold off a little bit. I'm rooting for good football. I don't think Chelsea is there exactly yet, but I think they have some of the best midfielders in Enzo. They have a solid defensive core. They just got to put it all together, and that's what Poch is here to do. If they figure it out and they don't worry about being in London and the club life and the nightlife and all that, they could be a good team. If they take a few days off and they think they can rest on the laurels, or Raheem doesn't get hungry for more trophies, we're gonna have a repeat of last year. That's my 2 cents.
In Sterling's defense, I kind of like give everybody a blanket pass for last season because everybody kind of sucked and everything out of our club sucked. But it's like this season, now that we figured things out, I think he had like 9 goals and maybe like 6 assists. I don't think it's unreasonable. Well, now that he's in his prime and the shape of his life, I don't think it's unreasonable to demand 20 Premier League goals and assists
20
for the season.
goals. Do you know how many times he scored 20 Premier League goals for us?
I don't think it's
because he's in his prime. He is in his prime.
He was in his prime with Manchester City.
Attack.
Stop it. He's over 30.
No, he's not. He's 28.
I'm sorry. I'm forcing it. You know, I'm exaggerating. He was, you know,
he's 28.
I'm exaggerating now. I'm exaggerating.
He's 1 year younger. He's only 1 year younger than me.
But I have just one question. No. But I have just one question. How can you expect him to do something he never did in what we see to be one of the greatest teams in Europe?
Because he is in his prime and he has been given free reign over the Chelsea. He has been given free reign over the
20 goals in all competitions. 20 goals in all competitions.
20 goals and assists in the Premier League. It's not unreasonable.
So are you counting goals and assists, or are you saying 20 goals?
Goals and assists.
Okay,
so 10 goals
and assists. Okay, it's my fault. I thought you were just saying 20 Premier League goals. I was about to say, nah, you're asking for too much.
No, I didn't say 20 Premier League. I said 20 goals and assists.
Okay, that's fair.
I don't know why we're lowering the bar. How much did this guy cost?
What do you mean lowering the bar?
That's the thing.
He only cost like what, 60 something?
That's what I'm saying. But like, what do you expect? What do you expect for a player that costs 60
million?
That's
still a lot of money, though. That's still a lot of money, though.
I know we're spending 150 million now, like it's pocket change.
He was 56 million, guys. 56 million.
It's okay. Bro. Like you expect 56 million player. All right, I expect minimum for goals and assists
15. Thank you, 15.
Yeah.
15 is the minimum. Thank you.
You see, the problem is like, I don't even know why Marcus is talking. Marcus is just defending him because he used to play for Man City.
No, I'm not. He's actually a good player.
He doesn't want Sterling to get 20 goals and assists. That's why he's not telling us. He doesn't want him to.
No,
he wants to lower the expectations.
Listen, if you go back and watch this episode,
it's at Chelsea now. And he's not getting benched every game. He's not getting benched every game like he was at Man City. Now he starts every game.
Listen, man,
he should have his best season of his career at Chelsea. There's no reason why he shouldn't.
Maybe his best goal scoring season, but looking at how many times it takes your front line right now to get chances before they put goals in the back of the net, I'm not sure about his assist numbers. But definitely his goal scoring, probably he'll have his best goal scoring season. I could definitely see that.
Well, that's the thing. He needs to take charge like he did during the last game. He cannot win a penalty and then allow Enzo Fernandez, who's only taken 4 penalties in his entire career before the game, to take the penalty. He needs to take control.
But if the gaffer says, hold on, Zach. But if the gaffer says, this is who I want taking the pen, who is he as a person, as a player?
Give me evidence that he didn't just hand off the responsibility to Enzo. Did Pochettino? I looked. There's no proof that the gaffer said. What I'm saying is, if I win the penalty as the winner of the penalty, as the leader of the attack, it should be Raheem Sterling taking that penalty.
Not everything's gonna come out of the locker room.
That Pochettino clearly before.
Well, we both don't know then, Marcus.
Before the game even started, the person was going to take the penalty. They already decided that it was Enzo. I saw how it happened. There was no hesitation. There was no discussion. Nobody said a word. Enzo just took the ball.
Nobody even looked toward the ball once the pen happened.
Yeah.
Sterling got up
Like,
and walked to his position.
like, there's no way to look at that and know that, oh, maybe Enzo just stepped up and took it, and
But
Sterling
I could say
shied
the
away
same
from the
thing to you. There's
responsibility.
no way you could look at
There's no way
no
to
news
know.
on the internet and just say, "Oh,
Well, then
it
I guess we're just gonna have to disagree because none of us has proof that Enzo is a designated penalty taker, and he shouldn't be taking penalties. He's taken 4 penalties
I mean, I think we can
his
agree
entire
there.
career. Why is he taking penalties?
But hold on, Vic. What were you trying to say? Hold on, Vic. What were you trying to say?
Hold on.
Oh, because he took one. That's my proof.
That's not proof.
That's not proof. That's proof that he stepped up.
We've had teams who had designated penalty takers, and then they start fighting over who's taking a PK, even on the spot.
This is the last word, by the way.
I think to Sheg's point, if Raheem Sterling is the de facto leader of an attack, right?
He should be the one taking penalties.
Even if the boss says, no, don't take PKs, you talk to the boss and say, what do I got to do to be your guy? Throughout his career, Raheem Sterling has never been the guy. He's always been almost the guy, but if he wants to be the guy at Chelsea, he needs to be a Ronaldo, demand the ball, talk to the boss and say, I will stay an extra hour and shoot 100 PKs until I am your guy.
And there's 100% no reason why he shouldn't be the guy. Chelsea, Nkunku is injured for 6 months.
Crazy. I see why Nigeria cannot win anything.
Here's what I say.
Cameroon can't even get qualified. Cameroon doesn't even get qualified.
This is the last thing I'll say.
Haiti doesn't even have a chance.
This is the last thing I'll say. We don't know if Sterling walked up to Poach. For all we know, Sterling could have walked up to Poach and said, "My guy, I'm your guy." Poach looked at him. No, you're not.
Now you're just spinning hypotheticals.
I'm just saying we don't know what could have happened. We don't know.
Nobody knows.
Enough,
so don't
enough
bring
on
up
Chelsea.
the
Enough on
points
Chelsea.
about that we cannot confirm. Like, don't.
Enough on Chelsea. Enough on Chelsea.
The fact of the matter is Sterling is not a captain as captain. So Sterling really has zero say on who takes penalties.
Thank you.
That's really how the team works.
That's fine. But like, look. Can I get the last word, please?
Okay.
Let me just say this. The question is Chelsea back? Well, I'm telling you that based on like our performances and when he scored and assisted last season, like we need Raheem Sterling to have the season of his career in order for Chelsea to be truly back, because we have major injuries to Nkunku, to James, to Carney Chukwuemeka is out. We have Fofana out, and Sterling is in the form of his life. So he's gonna be the decider if Chelsea are really back or not. And I feel like he should be in charge of that attack because he's the most experienced in winning this player on our team. So a lot of if Chelsea is gonna be back, is gonna fall on his head, which is why I need him to assist and score more regularly. Not every game, but more regularly.
Consistency. This is not a last word, a question, maybe for next time. But what does it mean for Chelsea to be back? Top 4, they win the league. Top 2, just consider
Europe.
Find out
That's
on next week's episode after our Chelsea's fans' mood changes when they see Chelsea lose this week's matchup. Moving on, there were other fixtures that took place this weekend, not just in the Premier League, but all over the spot. And with that being the case, it is now time to hear not just my own, but everybody's potential best match of the weekend. So, is there anyone that wants to start?
So you just want to do best match and best performance, or just best and best match?
Nah, we'll just do best match. We'll just do best match today. Just do best match today.
Well, too bad I couldn't give best performer because I would have also given it to Darwin Núñez. But obviously, the best match has to be.
Yes, Darwin Núñez.
Newcastle. I mean, my goodness, this game, I've never seen a game flip on its head so quickly. I mean, 10 men turned into 10 versus 11 men turned into 10 versus 9 men because the team that was playing with 11 men, all of a sudden we're playing like they were playing with 9 men. because I don't understand. Don't understand. Oh, but Newcastle folded like a nice tissue paper, like very very nice cottonelle tissue, just folded just so softly in the
It was
last.
Eddie Howe.
I
It was his
mean,
substitutions
my
that did it in. It was the substitutions that did it in.
everything just discombobulated. Everything just ruined. It was just too easy, and Darwin Nunes took full advantage. So that's my um that's my game of the weekend.
Hey, I would like to state for the record that when I said, "Oh, it's time to cash out," I thought it was because Van Dijk considered a penalty. But then I had it on my phone. I looked up. I was like, "Wait, no, it's a free kick." And then I checked Newcastle's record against big teams, and they almost always lose. So I won that bet, by the way, for the record. For the record, and Newcastle, they're just not good against big teams. They haven't really broken through that. Like I guess that's like their glass ceiling right now. Like they're good against everybody else. Like how they torched Aston Villa the other week, but it's like against like Man Cities and Liverpool's. Like how do you lose against Liverpool when they have 10 men? Like you know their weaknesses, and
I
Darwin
mean,
Nunes is the guy who ends you. Hey,
Brighton,
I might have
Brighton,
to put them on fraud watch.
Brighton just got coached by West Ham. I think they had 10
I,
men. So
I,
West Ham, I don't know.
look. That
The
Brighton game, it might be karma
father
because
revenge
West Ham beat Chelsea, and
is
then they went and beat Brighton. Like Brighton deserved to be smacked for the 250 mil they have stolen from Chelsea. Like it
the
should have been
Gabriel has
half of that, man.
The Gabriel has been running his mouth, man. Just humble him for just one game, please. Thank you.
Uh, all right. Well, I definitely agree that the Liverpool game was definitely one to get excited about. Definitely had a lot of movement in it. But for me, I definitely have to go with the West Ham game for the match of the week, mainly because I was not expecting it at all. I was going into that game thinking Brighton was
Me
about to put in
neither. Me
some
neither.
work. I was thinking Matoma was about to put in a dribbling school. He was about to treat West Ham defenders like they were just cones out on the training pitch. But boy, was I wrong. Yo, West Ham was great. Cal Antonio was fantastic.
It was so good.
Yo, yo,
They
yo.
played very good counter-attacking football and just kept they played exactly like they played against us. Let them have the ball. We'll just counterattack on them because we know that we have good enough playmakers that can give the right ball, and we know our strikers are big, strong, and fast.
And they're
It just
clinical.
it just makes me terrified. It just makes me terrified because now they got James Ward-Prowse in to help with some of that creativity the midfield was lacking. Now they just signed Mohamed Kudus to put right
Oh
next
yeah,
to him.
yeah. Oh,
When I
and
tell you,
Edson
when I
Alvarez.
Edson, yo, that midfield three is about to be ridiculous.
Edson Alvarez.
I mean,
Mikel
if they don't
Antonio,
sell him to Man City,
My
because Man
goodness.
City is trying to get him at all costs. I hope they don't, because the Declan Rice, the way they've upgraded their team by getting rid of Basmati Rice
Oh
is
my
is
God. Yeah,
beautiful.
it's
It's
crazy.
beautiful.
So
LMAO.
do you think they sold Arsenal a Trojan horse in Rice?
Arsenal
No,
always
I
have Trojan horses in the team. Every signing that they've signed from Chelsea for the past decade and a half has been an inside man.
I cannot find the
He's
back
been
of
an
the.
agent.
So
I agree with Havertz and no offense, Jorginho.
Havertz, Peter Cech, Jorginho, Willian, Galas. They
yeah,
I
like
mean
when would they
Jorginho wasn't.
learn to stop signing players from Chelsea? Jorginho, what did he do? He bottled them the league after he got there. Agents, Peter Cech. He lost 4-1 in the Europa League final.
yeah, that was tough. That was tough.
It's not Galas. They gave us Ashley Cole for Galas.
That helped us. That helped us way.
Willian. Willian. He had to delete his. They canceled his contract by mutual consent. Like when would they learn? David Luiz.
Oh God,
The less said about David Luiz, the better.
was not
They got chest palpitations after the work David Luiz did to them.
David Luiz actually helped them the most win.
Do you know how you know you've made a bad signing? Do you know how you know you've made a bad signing? When the opposing fans that sold them are happy, and you are certainly immediately into defense mode. Like,
Yo,
oh,
we
Arteta is cooking. He knows what he's doing. Like, come on,
All right, all
man.
right, all
Thank
right,
you.
Chelsea
all
fans
right, all
are
right.
absolutely
I
excited
understand that
now.
y'all,
We didn't know
y'all are
what
running
was
too
going
wild.
on.
You guys spent $500 million last year and ended up mid below table. So
Actually, we only spent around 300
oh,
million, but now we're up to 1 billion.
So,
And
no,
like, look, Barcelona fan is crying about Chelsea spending money. Like, get your money up. Stop. Why are you guys selling your club, pieces of your club to fund just so you can register players? Like, y'all are broke.
listen. I'm not gonna rebuttal. We're in a tough spot. We'll take it.
Top spot. It's such an understatement.
We'll take the Venmo and the Cash App. Like,
Hey yo,
but
I have a question for you. I just have a question for you. Do you still have Barca TV?
yes,
Are you sure?
yes. Why?
they probably sold pieces of them.
I think they sold their broadcasting rights, right?
We sold pieces.
I
It's a
mean,
smart.
I think it still exists. They still like part of it, but they're selling some content. But we
Yeah,
still own Barca TV.
So what I'm hearing is your ownership is decreasing.
yeah, it is.
I
Because
mean,
it's owned by the
You know,
fans,
let's bring
right?
it back. Let's bring it back to the topic though. Let's bring it back to the topic though.
this conversation is not
Vic,
about ownership.
I don't think we got your best match. I don't think we got your best match of the week.
So my best match since I'm coming from outside the Premier League, I also
It
agree.
doesn't. I mean, it doesn't have to stay Premier League. I mean, there's other leagues that go on. You know.
Yeah, so I do have to say it has to be the Barcelona match. Not because
And
I got to be honest now, because we won, but because we almost lost. Talking about goals, 7 goals match. We scored
That
2.
was a thriller. 4-3.
Yeah, we scored
yeah,
2 goals. They came back 3 unanswered, and then we scored the last one with our 2 subs.
Lewandowski.
Lamine Yamal. If y'all guys
Lamine
can watch,
Yamal, I was about to say.
that guy is the truth. He's 16 years old and he's making grown men look like they don't know what they're doing on the field. He's probably our only bright star this season. I know I'm a fan and I'm very, very biased, but honestly, we're putting too much pressure on this 16-year-old. When 25-year-olds should be doing their job, they are not, and he is. But kudos to Villarreal. They played probably a better game and should have won that game if not for the magic of this 16-year-old kid. And it was just a roller coaster ride.
Wait, where's Dembele? Oh,
But one of the best matches.
In the hospital?
Yeah.
in France, in Paris.
Other
Oh,
than that,
wait, he is in Paris. Yeah.
yeah, Dembele's in Paris.
Okay.
Look,
No,
I
Lamine Yamal, yes, he looks like another world talented teenager on the come up. Yep, I concur.
I mean, after Chelsea's academy, it's Barcelona. Now I'm just struggling. I'm just playing.
I
Anyways,
mean, how do we know? You never. They never make it to your first team.
but they make it to everybody else's first team.
Okay, yeah.
Wow.
You
The fact that you have pride in that you're the Premier League Dortmund. You're a supplier
Show
to
me
other
the
clubs.
money.
You never bring success
Show
to
me the
yourself.
where
We
did
have an
Kevin-
unlimited amount of young kids to sell on the black market. Okay,
how
so
did Kevin De Bruyne fall on Manchester City's lap? Oh, because Chelsea didn't
like
win.
exactly. You're welcome.
That's fine. All I know is these legends aren't performing for Chelsea.
Look. You still haven't thanked me for Kevin De Bruyne, and
Man,
I don't
shut
know
up your
if
mouth.
I'm ever gonna get a thank you. Like I'm
Shut
still
up
waiting
your
for the
mouth.
thank you.
Chelsea fans. De Bruyne come from the academy? Or the y'all just
No,
signed?
we signed him from Genk when he was like 16.
But because of the fact that we signed him, that's the only reason anybody wanted anything to do with him.
I mean, same thing with Salah, same thing with Lukaku. You guys get rid of
Yeah.
good talent. I don't know if that's a plus on your side. That might be a bad
That's what
look
I'm
on
saying.
Chelsea.
These people acting like they're proud. They're puffing their chest
That's
out
the
like they're
only
doing
way.
something.
That's the only way we remain. No. But look. We're not saying we're right for selling these players.
Everybody else, all right? We're not built like everybody else. Anybody else does that, they'll be stuck in the almost bottom to relegation for their next miserable lives. But we're Chelsea. We do that and win the Champions League. We win cups. We win titles. That's what we do. Because even since we Kevin De Bruyne left us, we still won Champions League. We actually beat him to win the Champions League. So I mean,
And
Mohamed
and
Salah,
and
and we
and
still won.
and more to Zach's point is like that's like we have the highest like profit off of sales more than any other club like among like real big clubs. Like we keep pushing these academy players out, and not everybody is gonna make it. At some
I
point, you're gonna have to make
mean,
a sale and take it up.
we may
But
have to look at some
anyways,
updated numbers on those stats, but that could be for another episode. You can go
I
ahead and give
mean,
me
if
your
if
match of the week.
we can do a deep dive into Man City's financial crimes as well
Oh,
while we're
Wait,
doing that.
you
So
say financial crimes.
yeah,
You see, the people committing crimes is Chelsea Football Club. Do you see how much you spent more money in the past 3 windows than entire leagues?
Net
Than
spend.
entire leagues.
Net spend.
get your
Yeah.
money up.
That's
Man,
not
La Liga needs to get their money up.
Zach. That's not what we're gonna argue here. Like,
but net spend now, we've how many have we sold?
Also,
even
look
with
at this. Like, there's
even
one
with
thing you guys are not realizing. There's one thing you guys are not that 1 billion we spent. We're giving these guys 8-year contracts. It splits over 8 years of the contract.
The Premier League is closing up that loophole because of y'all.
But
Closing that
is
up
it
right
closed
up.
yet? Is it closed yet? Or is it closing? So we still got away with it.
Pause. Time out. Shucks, you're using the wrong math. The 1 billion is in transfer fees, not in salaries. That's a different.
That's exactly what I said. The transfer fees that we've been spending is amortized over the length of the contract we give them. And we've been giving everybody we sign into 8, 9, 7-year contracts. So
if you're gonna amortize that, you also got to consider the salaries you're giving these people. These
no, and that's the best part because we have
aren't
destroyed.
amortized.
The
Look,
salary low.
the salary cap, we've lowered our salary
We've
cap
lowered it.
significantly.
Yeah.
Now we're giving them incentive-based contract. So we don't get stuck with the players like, oh, he makes too much money, nobody wants him, like Lukaku, you know?
Yep.
And we even got a deal for Lukaku where we restructured a contract, we removed a year, and we put in a release clause. So it's like these guys know what they're doing. They're American businessmen. But anyways, my performance of the weekend is Atletico Madrid beating up on whatever team that was 7-0. Because
We have to give them the proper respect. Say their name. Rayo Vallecano got beaten.
Rayo Vallecano got beaten at
They
home
almost listen.
7-0.
They don't deserve respect. They almost got enough goals to spell out their name. Stop it.
You need at least like 7 more goals to spell that name, but I see where you're going. That is my
which part is
performance
important to you, Rayo
of the
or
weekend.
Vallecano?
I mean, Vallecano is 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. They still needed 2 more goals to spell Vallecano, but close enough.
Almost now.
7-0.
For y'all non La Liga people, does that mean Atletico is going to challenge Barca and Real Madrid?
No.
Heck no, we know who Atletico is. Listen, here's my thought. Listen, I may not be. Hold on. I may not be as involved in La Liga as I am involved with the Premier League, but I watch La Liga enough to know who Atletico Madrid is, and I watch La Liga enough to know who Diego Simeone is, and I watch Atletico Madrid enough to say, for as long as Diego Simeone is the manager, unless he gets Alzheimer's or any disease that affects his mental, whatever one that gives you different personalities, that you wake up and you forget shit and you're a different person, unless it's something not tragic, God forbid, I'm not trying to wish any sickness on anybody, but unless that's tragic, where it's literally a different person other than the Diego Simeone that we know to be who he is right now managing the club, Atletico is not going to. I'm sorry. Like the title they won during the COVID year, it was because of the COVID year. Let's just get that for what it is. Let's just get that for what it is.
Damn, Suarez doesn't get his props. That's crazy.
No.
I personally disagree. I'm not an Atletico Madrid fan.
Please educate us, Vic.
I think Atletico Madrid, even though they are the dark horse of the three in Barcelona,
I just don't think they have enough talent like Barcelona.
See, I disagree.
They have enough talent.
Really?
They have enough talent.
Really?
I think they have enough talent. I think they have enough talent. When you're going up against a Barcelona and a Real Madrid that also has world-class talent and doesn't need to step up week in, week out the way you do in a Premier League, I think it's easy for us to kind of trash Atletico and think they don't have the talent. They need more consistency.
Well, wait. Victor, can you honestly say, and you too, Marcus, can you honestly say you put Real Madrid's roster against Atletico Madrid's roster, it's comparable? Like,
yes, Real Madrid don't have a striker.
Listen,
Real Madrid don't have a striker.
It's not comparable, man. Come on, bro.
Come on, guys.
Come on.
Let's look at this squad. Let's look at the squad values.
Hold on. Wait. I just have a question. Vic, I just have a question. I understand your point that you're trying to make by comparing the rosters, but let's look at it roster to roster seriously. No. And I'm telling you that, you have to take into account all the injuries that Real Madrid currently have. When you put the rosters together, the only thing Real Madrid has right now is a better midfield.
But that's the point. They have they're more talented midfield. Even Barcelona has a more talented midfield.
But just because you have a better midfield doesn't mean you'll dominate the game.
Zach. Real talk.
You need those things.
I'm not saying you don't need them. I'm just saying you're acting like Atletico is out there with retirees.
Exactly.
And more talented midfield than I do. Well, yeah, they're probably going to be a better team.
So this is the problem, though. I think like you said Atletico, and then you said Real Madrid, and your initial reaction is to say they don't have talent.
No. I'm not saying they don't have talent. I'm saying if you compare the two rosters, Real Madrid's talent.
Look. There's absolutely no way you guys can say that. Atletico Madrid have the same amount of talent. Looking at their squad value, you got Real Madrid at 998 mil. You got Barcelona at 785 mil. And you got Atletico at 519 mil.
You can't look at cost in this inflated market. You can't look at cost in this inflated market.
Why not? Everybody's cost is inflated. They're at 500. Real Madrid's at 9. Barcelona is at 8. Look at transfer market values. Is that not the site we go to see the true values of teams?
If you don't listen, you're not even going to listen to why we have these opinions.
Vic, what?
So, Griezmann, Koke, Jan Oblak, Lamar.
Reach to him.
Korea,
Reach to him.
Even Morata, like I'm not saying.
Okay, that's where you lost me.
Who said Morata, bro?
Listen. Morata scored a hat trick. Has been to 3-4 top clubs. I'm not saying he's a Benzema. Nobody's saying he's a Benzema. But right now, who's the Real Madrid?
Take Morata on your team.
Hey! Look at Vinicius. Hey! Zach, Zach, wait, guys.
On Marcus's point, Vinicius is on the bench. So the best striker that Real Madrid has right now is Joselu. You're telling me you're taking Joselu over Morata?
Joselu does not start over Vinicius. We're talking about their best attacker. Let's look at all three clubs' best attacker.
Bro. I said, look at. You have to take Real Madrid's injuries into account, bro. Everybody.
No. I mean, guys. Let's just do it now while we're here. Let's look at each of those three teams' best attacker. We have Vinicius. We have Lewandowski.
Vinicius is injured. He's gone for.
No, it doesn't. That's not what I'm saying. Who is their best attacker? Who's their best attacker? We have Morata, we have Vinicius, and we have Lewandowski. Which one
I
of
would
those
say
three
I would say
would you
Memphis. I
take?
would say Memphis Depay. I would prefer Memphis Depay as the Premier League best
No,
attacker
no,
Oh my
no,
god! All
compared to
right,
no.
Morata.
next
Martin,
topic.
I'm
Next
saying no.
topic.
I'm saying for Atletico now. I'm saying
N-
if you give me Morata and Memphis, I put Memphis in that trio, and then
but no, Marcus. You see the
Memphis Depay, the guy that they bought from Barcelona, the guy that
yes,
Barcelona didn't want to give a new contract. That's
yes.
who
I mean
you would take.
they got Lewandowski. I'm not saying I'm not answering you. I didn't answer your question. I'm just
I don't know
saying
why y'all are so
you
mad.
put in you put in the three options being
Look. I'm just saying.
Lewandowski.
Look, guys. I'm just saying that
They have no rejects. They
Atletico
literally
Madrid,
have
Talk one at a
Atletico Madrid
one at a
squad
time.
quality. Atletico Madrid does not have the squad quality and the talent that Real Madrid and Barcelona have.
oh,
And the
Wait,
fact that you're arguing
wait.
that, it just seems
No,
kind
no,
of
no,
like
no, no,
ridiculous.
no. I think, and maybe I'm reading too much into your tone.
yeah.
We are so dismissive of Atletico Madrid's talent and comparing it one. Wait, Zach, comparing it one on one to
Let me
Real
finish.
Madrid. The only two other teams that you could say they have better talent, quote unquote, is Barcelona and Real Madrid.
That's
Mhm.
what we're saying.
What we're
Atletico,
saying.
but wait, Atletico Madrid. That should not stop Atletico Madrid for still challenging for the title every single season. They should be able to beat.
No, but what stops them is their coach and their style of play. They
Now
But
don't
that's
play
where
attacking
I'm getting.
football.
That's
no, it's not a talent issue. It's not like they have the shittiest, oldest players in the world. They
No,
produce world class talent that play for Atletico, go for other teams, come back.
but not as good as
here's
they don't
no
have as
here's
But it's still not as
no
good
here's
as
how
what
serious I am.
Barcelona and Real Madrid are doing.
Here's how serious I am. Here's how serious I am. Right? You put Jurgen Klopp in front of that Atletico side right now.
club.
I wouldn't put Pep in that type of disaster, but you put Jurgen Klopp in there.
Oh wow.
Look, Jurgen Klopp would make them regular title contenders. So let's be
No, for
honest.
real, for real, for real, for real, for real, for real,
Forget
for real, for
about
real.
COVID. They
I,
did
I
beat.
disagree.
They
I
did
guess
beat.
I'm the only one who disagrees. I'm the only one who will forever be on Diego Simeone's side, especially because
You think it's the talent?
some way Diego Simeone found some
No,
crazy
but like you see, I agree with
in the
with
title.
something from Zach, and I
He
agree with
didn't
something from
have
the
the
other side,
run
and Marcus and
that Atletico
Victor.
Madrid does, and he still found some crazy weird way to make a Champions League final. Some weird crazy way to still
Hey
make a Champions
man,
League
So
final.
Champions League is like March
Look,
Madness. There's always a
look.
Cinderella story.
go back to
There's
my
a
point. So this team has gotten to the Champions League final what twice?
Not this same team, obviously,
But
but
just
this coach,
just
their
the
With
coach,
this coach, he's been there for what 20 years.
yeah, he's been there for a minute,
yeah,
and
Bro
this same
says 20
coach has
years.
beaten. Forget about the COVID. Forget about the COVID championship. They've won what
forget
three?
about the COVID championship.
Damn, that is so
Let me finish.
disrespectful.
The
You're
only
trying to
reason,
put disrespect on
oh
them,
my
but still,
God, let me finish talking. The only reason I'm saying that is because earlier he said the only reason they won is COVID. So I'm
COVID.
putting that to the side.
Thank
They
you,
have still won. They have
because you
still
know it's
won.
fact.
They have still won 2 or 3 championships in the last decade.
Europa League, yeah,
No,
yeah.
I'm talking about La Liga.
Oh,
When
that too,
when
yeah,
Neymar,
yeah.
Messi, Suarez
How
was
many
there, they
how
still
many
won.
Europas do they even have?
I
No,
think
to be,
they beat they. I
I
think
don't know
they
if they have that many
won
Europas,
or
but I know
two.
they won. They
At
won
least,
a
at least
handful
one
of
or
La Liga.
two during Simeone's time. At least one or two.
Simeone has
I don't
been
think
there
they've
for
won
20
any.
years.
I don't think
Simeone, listen, that's the
they've
thing.
won any.
Here's the thing. Simeone has been there for 20 years, and I don't care. I don't care if that's not the exact number. I know he's been there for double-digit years. That's the point I'm trying to make. And you haven't even got to 5 titles, 5 trophies in his trophy cabinet.
How many coaches have? Can you name me how many coaches have got to 5 titles? Do you know how hard it is to do? Do you know the turnover in coaches?
No, but that's what I'm saying.
How many?
I understand, but the real question I should be asking you, I understand, and you're right. How many coaches have? But the real question I should be asking you is how many coaches that have gotten to manage a club the level of Atletico Madrid and have for as long as Diego Simeone has, and have only less than 5 titles to show for it.
I mean, there's coaches that have managed clubs bigger than Atletico Madrid and flamed out. Like we see this
So
all the time.
I think that's a
So
false question because there's only been like
how?
3 coaches. Because you can't really compare them to how many people can you compare them to?
Yeah, like coaches flame out all the time. But
While I
what
understand,
is that Simeone has been able to found some stability and consistency.
but
Though
that's what confuses me. If
Guys,
you say if on one hand, no. But that's what confuses me. If you say on one hand, coaches flame out all the time, but then on the other hand, the reason Simeone is different is because there's stability. Where's the
he's
stability we're seeing?
he's won a title.
What?
He's won
Okay.
titles.
guys, can I go, please?
Yeah.
Simeone has been the coach of Atletico since 2011. Okay, so that makes it what 13,
12,
14 years,
13,
13,
12 years, 12 years.
12 years. Yeah.
In that time, he has won La Liga twice, a Copa
Okay.
del Rey, a Super Copa, 2 Europa Leagues,
Wait,
2
sorry.
Super Cups.
Okay, so we got over 5. I take back my previous statement.
Sorry.
We're over 5. We're over 5. We're over 5.
Counting. So 2 La
2 La Ligas, 1 Copa del Rey, 1 Super Copa, 2 Europa Leagues, 2 Super Cups, and he's been a runner-up in the Champions League final twice.
My goodness.
So didn't you say Super Cup twice?
Goodness.
No, Super Cup once. That's what I said.
That kind of sounds like a
Super Cup twice, but Super Copa de España once.
Okay.
So
sounds like a legendary coach to me. Am I wrong?
he is their best coach in their history.
Okay.
And
I didn't say that he wasn't.
regardless of that, I still say that once he retires, Atletico Madrid will reach the levels where they can actually compete with Real Madrid and Barcelona, and because of his defensive style, like there's no reason why Atletico Madrid can't be as big as like obviously they don't have the history, but if they start playing attacking football and start training from the lowest levels, then they can truly, because all of this is over 11 years. If you compare it to the amount of trophies that Real Madrid and Barcelona have won in the past 11 years, it's probably like they've won maybe 10-15% of the trophies available in the league, while Real Madrid and Barcelona have been clearly the dominant. So yes, it's not just a talent thing, but it's also a coaching thing. And like I really, from the bottom, I'm not even trying to hate. I really, from the bottom of my heart, as much as I like Simeone, I really think that once he's gone and they get a Klopp, they will upgrade and be a true threat to Real Madrid or Barcelona. Because right now they're just the pesky neighbors.
I have a question though. If you're a player, and let's say you're Ronaldo, you're Jude Bellingham, you're all these people, because you mentioned history, and I think they're 3 big teams in Madrid. We don't even know the third one. We only know the 2. And your option is to go to Atletico Madrid or to go to Real Madrid. Where are you gonna go?
Like, you already know where you're gonna go. It's Madrid.
I just don't know if Diego Simeone. I like him.
He doesn't have the pool. That's literally what I just said.
When he leaves, I
don't know.
When he leaves,
they're still not gonna go to Atletico Madrid. He's gonna
well, it depends on the coach they get and how much they're willing to spend.
So let me give you something. Let me give you a scenario real quick, right? So before all that, I just want to say, my take on Diego Simeone. Let me formally take that back. The man does have trophies, and I never meant to insinuate that he wasn't a legend. And if I did, I apologize for that too. But like Shegs, I just believe that similar to my take on Conte that I did last season. Time has come and passed him by. I think his defensive style is just not what it is anymore, and it's just not conducive to success.
The difference is Atletico Madrid win and Spurs don't. But like, can I ask one final question? Who do you guys think is gonna win La Liga this year?
I have no idea.
Damn.
He actually has no idea.
To be honest, here's what I'll say. despite everything I said about Diego Simeone,
Uh-oh.
and this might sound very, very hypocritical now that
Oh
I'm thinking about
no.
it.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Outside of the COVID year, since I discounted so much because, shoot, I thought everybody in the Premier League was bad. Yo, that COVID year, it's like the season didn't happen in La Liga. Let me tell you something for real, for real. Looking at the table, Barcelona was god awful. Real Madrid, they were,
Fourth? Oh
but
no.
that's besides the point. That's besides the point.
They finished outside the Champions League, right? Yeah.
Who? Barcelona?
Barcelona.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they did. They
Okay.
did.
Wait, who?
What was that? Was it 1920 or 21
I
or
think I don't know
2021?
when it was the pause. It was whenever there was a pause.
Barcelona did not finish outside the Champions League.
No, it wasn't. Was it Atletico that finished up? No, Atletico won.
We fired Coleman and brought in Xavi and went from outside the Champions League to second.
What year was that though? Was the COVID year? Was it 21, 22 or 19 or 2021?
It was
21.
You had Coleman during COVID.
2021.
Yeah, we had Coleman.
That's
Coleman
crazy.
was the dark years. Coleman was the dark years. We don't talk about that time. Well, we should have fired him much earlier. Like,
Yo.
It wasn't his fault though. It was
yes,
a
it
precedent.
was.
All right, last scenario I have for you guys for the last topic of the thing. Well, last quick question, and then we'll end it there.
Wait, Zach, you didn't say who. You guys did not say who you thought would win La Liga though.
Oh yeah,
fuck.
that's true.
Oh yes, that's what I was about to say. Yeah, so I know it might sound hypocritical, right? But outside of the COVID year, since I discounted so much, I really do think this might actually be the best shot Atletico has, because Barcelona is looking very fragile. It's taken a little bit of time for Lewandowski to get started up. And if you look at his history, he does around this time of year. This is his, his ramp up period. He does take a lot of time to ramp up. Now the issue being is, can Barcelona survive that ramp up period? Because it looks like Madrid they're not feeling the disappearance of Karim Benzema, and Atletico, as shown by that 7-0 bashing they gave to Rayo Vallecano, they're not going away either. So I do think this might be the best shot for Atletico because of all the struggles that I listed about.
So you think they're going to win or not?
No, if I have to put my money, I don't think they're going to win. But if I'm going to bet, I'd bet Atletico. I'd take the long shot.
So you think Atletico is winning La Liga this year? Yes or no?
Look at this hypocrisy.
I know, right? He can't even say that they'll win for sure.
Everybody just had those bashing on it. Just bashing.
Not been great this season. They played one game against a mid-tier table team, and I give them a lot of credit. They figured something out. But to win a championship, you need consistency.
Yeah.
And in the first 3 to 4 games, the most consistent team in La Liga is not Atletico, it's not Barcelona, it's Real Madrid.
Yeah.
Jude Bellingham
Bellingham,
one of the best transfers of this season. And he comes up clutch every time you need him to make a pass or score or do whatever. I hate Real Madrid, but I'm going to respect talent and great performance.
Ain't no way he can keep up this consistency, can he?
Why?
Because this rate is crazy.
He's playing against part-time accountants and legal assistants. He can.
If he doing this all season, Real Madrid will be just fine.
He also doesn't need to do this all season. You know who you have on the bench is Toni Kroos and Luka Modric.
Yeah, but I'm talking about goals though.
Oh,
well,
man.
here's it, but Luka
Modric.
Modric.
Well, the transfer window doesn't close for a couple more weeks. They could still get Mbappe.
Luka Modric is no. They've since closed that. But Luka Modric is up there, and then
they could get Lukaku.
Toni Kroos, every summer you hear him thinking about retiring. So I definitely think they're going to be great resources for Bellingham to learn from during the year. I just don't think this year will be a year.
Dude, look. We're talking about Toni Kroos and Modric on the bench. They have Bellingham, they have Tchouaméni, and they have Camavinga. They're good.
Good.
They're good.
Bellingham has been picking up the scoring load. So if he can somehow continue
And
that
Vinicius is
scoring
gonna
load,
come back at some point.
This is gonna come back,
It's going to be a month. That's a
That's why
long
they're
time.
my pick. They're my pick to take the La Liga back
but
from
It's a
even
Barcelona
long
that
because
month,
time.
Barcelona are not
we have 2 weeks of
looking so good.
regular play.
F it. You know what?
okay.
Atletico's gonna do it. You know, they're gonna do it this year and prove me wrong. Atletico's gonna force me to come on an episode and apologize to Diego Simeone. That's what
I
they're
Pause.
gonna
just,
do.
I just
Zach,
want to say
go
because
ahead.
I'm a Barcelona fan, I think Barca still has a chance. We got to figure something out, but we have not figured it out yet.
Yeah.
But Barcelona is still your pick.
Huh?
Clearly, Barcelona is your pick, right?
Because I'm a fan, but I do think
Okay.
Real Madrid
All right.
has the better. I think they have the consistency of the talent. Like
Look at
not
this guy, two faced
Well,
from
he's
Batman.
He's
he
swayed.
thinks Real Madrid is gonna win, but he wants his team
I
to
want
win.
Barcelona to win, but I think
Yeah,
Real
it's
Madrid is
I
realistic.
understand that completely.
I'm
Like I
just
would love for Chelsea to win the league, but I'm not delusional
My
enough to
guy,
think they will.
my
You
guy. Here's
know,
what I'll tell you: just build your house on the fence. You just seem comfortable there. Zach, take us home.
No, Marcus already said my pick. Like after trashing this guy, ridiculing his name, all just for the entire second episode,
all just to
I
pick
did
him
give
at the end.
reasoning.
pick him.
I
I
did give reasoning.
oh, like this is a legendary coach. When we're speaking Simeone, we need to put a little bit of awe when we say his name.
I didn't say he wasn't legendary.
Like this is a legendary coach we're referring to. He's going to bring it home for Atletico Madrid. Yes. Yes.
I said what I said, and all
said
right. I guess
8
we'll leave it
trophies
there,
in
ladies and
11
it
gentlemen.
was
years.
all
Telling
emotion. It
you.
was all emotion and nothing else.
I just that was some blasphemous stuff I was hearing. I'm like, oh my God, really?
Oh,
Listen, as Vic will come to understand, and I'm sure as our viewers has come to understand, there's a lot of emotion on this podcast. And with that, that takes us to the end of yet another episode. And if you've listened to us this far, this is definitely one of our longest ones in a while. We definitely appreciate you. As always, like, comment, subscribe, share with your friends, family, all that good stuff. And we'll catch you on the next episode. Peace.